Open up the rear doors and release the 90-degree restraints on the lower portion of the doors. Locate the magnetic 90-degree door extensions. Note description label. Use these to attach the back of the rear doors to hold them open at 90 degrees. Unstrap the box to the left of the frame rack, driver's side. You must remove one box chair to remove frames, otherwise the frames and other items cannot be properly set up. The second person will be standing at the rear. You can lift the entire box out of its holding rack, but is safer and recommend to lift the interior boxes out one box at a time. Hand the boxes to the person standing outside the van for setup. Note at this point you must decide if you need additional chairs. If so, unstrap the 3 boxes on passenger side and continue handing out the boxes. Unstrap the middle and base of the frame rack on driver's side. A spacer to the left side of the frame rack on the top is now loose, set aside in the white clear box. Hand person outside the van the brochure box in front of frames. Person outside the van lifts and sets the brochure box to the base of the rack on one side of the rear doors. Hand person outside the van one at a time the frames with interpretive. Person outside van sets the frames to the side. Person in van unstraps the second brochure box in front of the swinging rack. Hand person outside the van the brochure box into person outside the van. Stow straps in white clear box. Person outside the van lifts and sets the brochure box on remaining rear door. At the base of the swinging rack is a spacer for the brochure rack you just removed. Lift and stow in the white clear box. Facing the driver's side of the van, you will now unlatch the latch to the right of the swinging rack. Lift the hook up. Do not unlatch any other latch but the right latch. Unlatching the wrong one will cause damage to the floor and other components for the van. Walk the rack 90 degrees. At the floor as a whole, slide the latch to release the T-bar. Lift the T-bar at the base into that hole. Release till it clicks. Unlatch the left hook attached to the swinging rack and open the rack to meet the latch attached to the passenger side rear of the van. Another option is to exit the van and then open the rack. Latch the rack to secure it. Attach the shortest frames above the brochure rack. Attach the tallest frames on the swinging rack. Once the rear swinging rack is secured, you cannot enter from the rear of the van. Access to the inside of the van will only be the front passenger driver doors.